Thank you all. It's definitely a pleasure being here today. And some housekeeping items. I'm going to share a copy of the LinkedIn deck with each one of you after today. Also, I'm not here to tell you or show you how to find your new job. I don't want to get in trouble with Michelle. So let's keep that clear. Whatever you do after today is between you and your God or your pet. It's up to you. Yes, born, raised in Kenya. And before you ask me, no, I do not run marathons. The only time I run is if there's food involved or running away from my problems, most of the time. Anyway, so LinkedIn. Why talk about LinkedIn? Well, they say the best time to dig your well is before you're thirsty. Dig your well before you're thirsty. And as we've seen, or with the current events, you never know what may happen. So don't be comfortable. After today, I hope you get some good tips and good information that you can use moving forward. All right, objectives. But before that, let's look at that chain or that link. One is very shiny, and two of the links are rusty. What part of the chain represents your LinkedIn profile? I'll go first. Mine is a shiny with a little bit rusty on the side. Anyone? There's no wrong answers, by the way. What part of the link chain represents your LinkedIn profile? Don't be shy. No judgment.
Mine is rusty.
Rusty?
Right now, yeah.
That's good. That's okay. Rusty is good. You're in the right place if yours is rusty.
Mine is the green playing field in the back.
I like that. I like that. Anyone else? No judgment. Whatever happens here stays here.
Half a link, probably.
Half a link? The shiny half a link? On the edge side? Thank you. But this is really common with a lot of folks. Even if your LinkedIn profile is shiny, eventually it's going to get rusty. Because there's so many updates happening every day, and it's so hard to keep up with all the updates. Okay, let's talk about objectives. Fun facts about LinkedIn. How to build your profile. LinkedIn headline summary, headshots, how to optimize your LinkedIn profile, experience, organization, and also adding a skills button. And we'll talk about the more button, then essentials and homework. Yes, you get homework. I see everybody's excited. I just showed up for lunch and homework, right? Very well. Well, but let me ask you, before LinkedIn existed, what was there before LinkedIn? Let's take an example of Africa, Kenya, where I'm from. Before there was LinkedIn, how do people get linked in? Any takers? Before there was internet, yes?
Newspaper?
Before there was, okay, newspaper is good.
With resumes. With job postings on newspapers.
Now think about Africa, Kenya, before electricity was even available, right?
In person. Yeah.
In person.
I remember going into places saying, "Are you hiring?"
I like that. I like that. Going to places in person. Who else wants to take a try?
I was thinking of, sorry. Okay.
Go ahead.
I was thinking of the old Rolodex. Rolodex, yeah.
The Rolodex. But this is Africa. This is Kenya. This is Kenya, Africa, 1980s.
Someone you know.
Someone you know. Well, the African market. Think about it. No refrigeration, no electricity. That means you have to eat fresh food. That means you either sell or you buy food. So the market was a LinkedIn. the gossipers, of course, the drama, all kinds of people. Well, back in Africa at this point, there was a lady, her name was Sophia. Auntie Sophia was disabled. Auntie Sophia worked in the market. Auntie Sophia took her time to clean her vegetables. It was rumored Auntie Sophia spoke to her vegetables. She was a vegetable whisperer. This is way back. And Auntie Sophia had the best vegetables. So people knew, although she was disabled, she brought the best vegetables. So she had a lot of customers. She was well placed in the market. Well, just like real life, there were some disruptors. Just like we have life disruptors. What kind? That kind of disruptors. Hyenas passing by the market. Whoa, look, a hyena is going on. Animals being chased by other animals, just disrupting the market. But these were small disruptors. Life went on. But one time, there was a big, big drought. There was no water. All the animals are suffering. And guess what? A big disruptors showed up. You're wondering, what kind of disruptors? These guys showed up in the market. When the villagers saw that, the villagers ran, oh my God, this is scary. But the elephants had one mission. We're going to eat whatever we can find. We're going to drink whatever water we can find. True story. So the villagers ran. The elephants started eating from stall to stall all the vegetables they could grab. Think about 10 elephants in a village market. All the villagers ran. Guess what? They forgot Aunt Sophia. Aunt Sophia was disabled. She couldn't get away. And the elephants smelled Auntie Sophia had the best vegetables. So guess what? They ate from one stall to another stall towards Aunt Sophia. All the villagers stood on the side. Some started praying for her because they knew what was going to happen. But Aunt Sophia realized, I'm trapped. So she started feeding the elephants with her own hands. The elephants obliged. She was spared. Well, at this point, villagers ran, called my grandfather, who was the only guy allowed to have a gun in the whole village. My grandfather came out with his pajamas, shots in the air, elephants dispersed. After that saga, the villagers decided to hold a fundraiser and buy Auntie Sophia a wheelchair. Wheelchairs were very expensive. This is 1980s in Africa. So guess what? Because Auntie Sophia had the best vegetables, because Auntie Sophia was well placed in the market, not only was she spared, but she got a wheelchair. And all the villagers decided to always make sure Auntie Sophia gets home safely and comes to the market safely. So the moral of the story here is what? Make sure you're well prepared. Make sure you have the best product. Make sure you are up to date in the market. Moving on. Fun facts about LinkedIn. 146 million workers in US. Nearly 740 million members in 200 countries. Think about that. It's available in 24 languages. I don't know if it's available in Swahili yet. But that would be cool, wouldn't it? Maybe next time I'll come teach you guys Swahili. LinkedIn is most popular. Lots of CEOs there to connect with. Millennials are rapidly joining LinkedIn. But guess what? It's free. It's free. It's right there. Remember, build a profile, build a network, build a brand. You should see yourself as a brand on LinkedIn. Just like companies brand themselves, you should brand yourself on LinkedIn, just like how companies do. All right? Can I assume everyone has a LinkedIn account here? Anyone who doesn't have a LinkedIn profile? Again, no judgment. Okay, very well. We can skip this part. This is how you start your LinkedIn account, or you build your profile if you don't have a LinkedIn account. Let's talk about LinkedIn headline. It's the text below your name. The LinkedIn headline is supposed to be a teaser of who you are, right? Tell us why on your headline. Tell people why they should connect with you. All right? Example of a good headline. Look at that. Teaching assistant and resident coordinator at University College. Experience. You know what they do. They're telling you what they do with experience, right? Industry, check. Community, check. But what else have they done on their profile that will make you want to connect with them? Anyone want to take a guess? No wrong answers. On this profile, what else has this person done on their profile that shows community? What was that? Connections? Anyone else? See the picture in the background? It shows community, right? But also, it's not just a picture. They're smiling. So most likely, if this person sends you a LinkedIn connection, would you connect with them or not? How many will connect with this person if they send you a connection? How many will think twice? It's all right.
I don't think of it in that context. I'm thinking, do I know her? If I know her, I've met her once, and I saw this, I would be more inclined to connect with her.
So if you knew her, you'd be more inclined to connect with her. But if she was a total stranger, you would not.
No, I wouldn't.
And why is that?
I just think it's so easy to fill your network with people that you haven't met.
Okay.
And that's just my take, is that I connect with people I've met at least once. So if I've engaged with them in something, or even email.
Email. Okay. Those are good reasons. Those are very good reasons. And depending on your profession, I work in HR. I am a recruiter. I talk to people. So my network is wide open, because the more people I connect with, the easier it is for me to find people when I have open positions, right? But this is a really good example of utilizing your picture, but also connecting whatever you do with a picture. Bad example of a headline. Passionate about people and building community. Yes, you're passionate, but what do you do? I remember my 4-year-old, she's 8 now. When I used to go to work and come home, she would ask me, Dada, what do you do? And I'll tell her, I work in recruiting. And she'll ask me again, but Dad, what do you do? I'm like, I help people find jobs. And she kept on asking me, but Dad, what exactly do you do? See, I was not communicating clearly with her to let her know exactly what I do. Same thing with this person. They're passionate. The drive is there. The experience is unclear. What exactly do you do? You're passionate, but what are you passionate about? Right? Character. So this is an example of a bad headline. Don't make it vague. Say what you do. Don't be afraid to be judged, because if you do and if you don't, guess what? You still get judged. And that's very okay. Summary. Your summary is the place you define yourself. So summary is below the headline. Headline, you don't put too much information on the headline. Summary is where you get to add more information about yourself. Describe what makes you tick. Emphasize on hard skills. Show some personality. Hey, my name is Mac. I love Jimmy Jones. That's very okay. Look at him. I love coffee. You know, just by saying you love coffee, this may be the difference of someone connecting with you or not, because you guys have something in common, right? But it also shows you who you are. Write in your summary, describe what motivates you, of course. And that's okay, but don't go too far. If you incorporate, of course, there are things that you can say, but there are things that make sense. Whenever you write a summary, ask yourself, would I connect with myself if I was in the same industry? Look at your summary and ask yourself, if I was sending myself a connection, would I really connect with myself? Is it too vague? And believe me, including me, we can add some details to a summary. And sometimes your summary may change as you change jobs too. Example of a summary. Can you guys see that, or it's just too blurry? Okay, I'll read for you. I find great people and find them great careers. This all starts with conversation. Along the way, we find it together. And if we don't, guess what? We keep the conversation moving. If this guy sent you a connection or even a question, would you respond to him? Because he's saying, I help people find great careers. But even if we don't find the careers, we keep the conversations going on. That's what LinkedIn is all about. It's all about keep the conversation going on. And honestly, sometimes the conversation can take a year long before you reconnect again. Because life changes. Nothing is guaranteed. Let's talk about headshots. How many people have headshots on their LinkedIn profile? It's okay if you don't have one, it's all right. You're 11 times more likely to be viewed if you have a headshot on your profile. If you have a smiling headshot, you add value to your face. So you're more likely, 22 times more likely to connect with people. This is a very good example of a headshot. She's smiling. Look at that. Clean background. Smiling. Show your teeth. Let's see. It's all right. Another one. Smile. Clean cut. If you don't have one, Mr. Corey can help you after today. Just saying. Another one. Clean. Nice background. And I know it's not all of us who are just excited to just go take a headshot, right? I mean, we got things to do. We got masks to buy and newspapers to read, kids to take care of, and all kind of things in life. But at least take a headshot, maybe once every 2 years. It's very okay. It's for you. It's for your brand. Nobody's going to come and tell you, hey, you know what? I think you need a new headshot. Right? Rarely. Unless it's your kids. And the kids are always honest. But spend some time, update your headshot. So I had a friend 4 years ago. He worked in Europe. He was a webmaster. He relocated to Houston. After 2 weeks, he wasn't finding employment. And he reached out to me and he asked me, hey, can you tell me what's wrong with my resume? I can't really find employment. I was like, do you have a LinkedIn account? He said, yes, I do. Looked at his LinkedIn account, no headshot. Only first name, nothing else. So I asked him, Mr. Webmaster, have you thought about working on your LinkedIn account? He said, no, I'm a webmaster. I'm like, okay. 3 weeks later, man, I really need a job. I asked him again, have you thought about checking your LinkedIn profile? He said, no, I used to have so many clients before, but now, because I relocated to US, it's a little bit difficult. I'm getting calls, but I'm not really getting a job. A month later, hey man, he called me. Dude, I really need your help. I was like, have you thought about LinkedIn? Say, okay, I give up. Let's do it. Took a headshot with his camera. He's a webmaster. He cleaned it up, made it professional. Updated his name. A week later, his former classmate reached out to him, who was a CEO for a digital company. Got a job, relocation expenses, his life changed just because he spent time updating his headshot and his profile. Now, I'm not saying you need to go do that for you to get a new job. But it's an example of what headshot can do for you. All right? Examples of bad headshots. Keep your Christmas pictures on Facebook, please. Your love life, keep it to yourself, not on LinkedIn. And yes, we love grandma and your nieces and nephews, but please, keep that to yourself. And keep your nightlife to yourself. Maybe Instagram or Facebook will make sense. All right, talking about experience. Somebody had asked a question, how far back should you go on experience? And the rule of thumb is 10 to 15 years. 10 to 15 years is the preferred length of time of experience to put on your LinkedIn. If you go further than that, then it becomes a little bit boring. Just like a resume, right? Now, sometimes it may be a little bit different. People like me, again, because I'm always looking for people. And the reason why mine goes 20 years is I would like to connect with as many people as I can. For you, you might be a little bit exclusive on who you connect with. Definitely you want to connect with people who are in the same industry with you. Organizations, are you a member of any organization? How many people are members of organizations on LinkedIn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5? There's so many organizations. If you think back, you are a member of some type of organization. Join those organizations. It's an opportunity for you to expand your network. It's an opportunity for you to build your brand. It's your brand. Are you a member of any group? The hunters or the gatherers? Join group. When you join group, of course, you expand your network. You can reach out to people who are in the same industry like you are. But just don't join a group. Bring value to the group. Ask open-ended questions on the group. Each one of you is unique, and each one of you has different ways of asking questions. But think about it. Every time on LinkedIn, before you take resources, ask yourself, what can I bring? What resources can I bring to this group? How can I help the group? But you have to make it a habit. Education, of course, don't forget to list your education. Volunteer activities, any courses. I'm a member of MS 150, which is one of the biggest organizations, right? And also, they call it Cure the Cure, which is diabetes organization. And I list those on my profile because I want to connect with those type of folks. I want to connect with those people who are also into giving back to the community. It's also good to show that you care about your community. I'm sure most of you are involved in some type of volunteer activities. List those on your LinkedIn profile. Honors in the words, of course, courses that you took. And this is a question I get a lot. I don't have a degree. I took a course, but I didn't sit for the exam. It's okay to list the course, but do not list that you passed. And sometimes you can list the course, for example, PHR. PHR, it's a professional human resources course, right? You can list that. And you can put there unfinished or incomplete. That's very okay. But don't lie about it. Recommendations. How many of you have recommendations on your LinkedIn profile? You do? Good, you do. How many of you have given recommendation to other folks on LinkedIn? Good. You think you're done? You think?
It's been a while.
Okay, we'll say yes for now.
Okay.
Good. Recommendations are really vital to your profile because recommendation, you have somebody vying for you that so-and-so is an expert in this field. I worked with so-and-so. Believe me, as a recruiter, sometimes if I'm talking to someone and we get into a point where I think they're going to join our organization, we run there. We run to a profile and look at the recommendation. Quick glance, okay, recommendation, nothing, no flag, we're good to go. The best time to get recommendation is today. Ask your friends. But also when you ask recommendation, suggest to them, hey, Paul, do you remember we worked on this project 2 years ago? Help them. Saves time. But also, ask them, would you also like me to recommend you? Right? Give and take. It's a good habit. Ask managers, professors, or classmates who work with you to write recommendations. Skills and experience. At least 5 minimum, 5 skills minimum on your profile. There's a LinkedIn ad section. And this is where you can add your courses, your projects, your languages, your organization. It's right below your profile. That's my profile. I just took my picture off because I wasn't smiling on that picture. You can take a quiz. Oh, hallelujah. Yes. You can take a quiz to solidify that you're an expert in a certain field. When you take a quiz, you get a badge. And the badge shows up there. It shows, hey, look at David. He's an expert. He took a quiz. He knows what he's talking about. Recommendation, taking a quiz. You're looking solid. Don't you think so? Projects. If you worked on any projects, don't forget, add those projects. And you can go back and add projects under the add section. When you go to the add section, that's pretty much where you can add all these things we're talking about. That's where you can update a lot of this information. Projects, we talked about that. There's a more button. That's my profile, by the way. Give me some more. Yes, there's a more button. Did you know that? There's a more button on LinkedIn. What is it for? You can save your profile as PDF. You can share your profile in a message. Hey, I saw that you worked on this project. Here is my profile. I would like to come help you guys, or I would like to volunteer. Instead of going and sending your resume on an email, connect with someone on LinkedIn. Share your profile. You can build your resume if you get to that point. Can you guys see the comments below under Senior Talent Acquisition Advisor? See what I talk about? I talk about life, mindset, grateful heart, human behavior. That's my passion. But I don't want to look like I'm always hunting people. So guess what? I'd rather talk about something different that I'm passionate about. I can connect with more people talking about these things than I'm a headhunter. I don't know a lot of people want to connect with a headhunter. I don't. But it's genuine. It's genuine. Those things that I'm passionate about. And when you go to my profile, you'll see I post things about mindset, grateful heart, inspiration. So think about, what are you passionate about? Add those things. Cooking. Please don't put eating, because that's too easy. All right, somebody asked about LinkedIn best practices. Invite the people you will recommend to others. Have you guys ever got one of those crazy connection questions or requests from people? Hey, I saw your smiling pretty face. I just want to know you. No? Right? There is. That's why you invite those you recommend to people. Believe me, I've seen all kinds of requests. I've seen requests to connect to other people. Hey, this girl who's connected to you, I really think I could marry her. I'm serious. You know, I took a pause and I thought about it, really. I mean, disconnect. I disconnect with you because I want to protect my connection. So protect your connection, right? Personalize your invitation messages. If you have time, but also make it a habit, if you can, personalize your messages. Hey, I saw you in the same industry. I saw that you worked at Rice. I saw you went to da-da-da high school. Personalize. The message comes out more valuable than just connection. I usually don't personalize my messages unless I'm hunting you down and I have a job for you. I want to change your career. So I'll personalize the message. Hey, I love coffee too. Let's connect. I have an opportunity for you. But most of the time, because I'm growing my profile, I'm growing my network, I don't personalize. But rarely do I get rejection. Gift for you, your Christmas gift for each one of you. I have 21,000 connections on LinkedIn. After today, I would like to connect with each one of you if you are not yet connected. And you get second level, 20,000 connection. Oh, that's your Christmas gift. You know, you guys don't look excited. That's a good gift. You just expanded your network. You didn't have to spend years connecting with people. Believe me, some people will probably never get to that level. But don't be afraid. It's second level connection and third level connection. I spent time looking for this gift, working on this gift for you guys. Just remember that. And that's my story, and I stick to it. All right, homework. Connect with me and only 10 more people this week. 10. I'll hunt you down on LinkedIn. No, I will not. But I feel like I need to. Join 2 LinkedIn groups this month. I have all your names, and I'll be checking. That's your homework. I'll be checking. And I'll give marks, of course. Add content to your group. If you join a group, add content to your group. Actively update your headshot. If your headshot is 10 years old, please. If you're not smiling, and don't take a headshot with your mask. Please don't. All right, what questions did you guys have? No wrong question, by the way. Yes, ma'am.
We talked about this before I got here.
Yes.
Is it worth signing up for the one that you pay, the
Premium?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess if you're looking for a job, right?
If
now I'm at a job, you know what I mean?
yes, if you have a job, it's not worth paying for email. Let's just be honest. By connecting with me, you just expanded your network. If you're really, really looking, then, but I would highly recommend not to, unless you can barely find any job. Speak to at least 5 recruiters before you think about paying for email. Because speaking to all those recruiters, that's more valuable than paying for that email. Let's just be honest. We pay, our company pays for email because we want to go find people. That's our job every day. I spend a lot of time in the backside of LinkedIn finding people, so it makes sense to pay for that. Good question. Any other question? There's no wrong question, believe me.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, like, I'm not in the market, and I want
Good.
to know more about how to regularly post. I feel like that's one thing that I personally lack, is I'm not in our recruiting office here. I work in a department where we do have a lot of community outreach or events that are outward facing,
Yes.
as well as part of Rice University's ecosystem. But I struggle with posting and finding regularity in posting and what I should or shouldn't post and how often. I feel like it's so time consuming, and also I feel like it gets judged whatever I post, so it makes me not want to post or like comment on
Yes.
things.
Let me.
Daniel's laughing.
Judging you.
It's all right. And,
Not you, I'm just like everyone. Yeah.
but remember, whether you do or you don't, the world will judge you. It doesn't matter. So you may as well just do it. You might as well just do it. And for us, the same thing. When we have any events, we like to post. Like today, we have, let's say we have a big event going on. We go back to the office, we take pictures, a blab, post it. Post it as you do it. Because when you wait, time flies by, and then you have so much to do, and that's the last thing you need to spend time doing it, right? So for me, the habit we do, if we go recruiting, if we go to an event, we come back, we take pictures, we sit down, everyone posting, let's reshare. It becomes a habit. Now, there's some days you're going to be very busy, right? You come back to the office, you got things to do. But at least once a week, especially if you have a lot of events going on, once a week, it's very good. Because also, LinkedIn will get used to your profile being updated. And so because your profile is being updated every week, LinkedIn is going to put you on the top of views. So it's a habit, because once you post and you post again, then it becomes a good habit. If they judge you, it's okay, keep on posting, so long you're posting something positive. Because you'll be very surprised. There's a lot of people who really cheer for you posting those things, especially if it's charity or it's any outreach that you're doing. And also when you post, tag the companies or people, make it a habit of tagging. For me, to make it easy, I have a document, a folder, I put all the pictures for any outreach. When I come back, I just save them in this folder. And I have a blab that I already created. Today was exciting, we reached out to these people, we did this, blah, blah, blah. All I have to do is just go change some words. Copy, paste, copy, paste. Make sense?
No, those are good like tips.
What's your name again?
Cheyenne.
Cheyenne, so I can keep track of whatever posting. Hey, what did you do this week?
Oh God.
No, I kid. Great question. Any other question? Yes.
Can you take down the post?
Can you do what?
How do you take down the post?
How do you take? You can go to, let me see if I can see this. If you go to a post,
Yeah.
at the right-hand corner,
Yeah.
you can click on that post and delete the post.
What did you post?
Now people are curious, what did you post? Uh-oh. And again, if I'm answering vague question, I will contact each one of you. Follow up with me if you have any issues posting, taking down posts, and I can walk you through these steps. But now people are curious, what did you post? Did you post your nightlife pictures? Just Maybe, hey, but if you posted something and you haven't gotten in trouble till today, maybe you should just let it stay. Maybe you should keep it. Since it's not hurting you.
It's gone now, so don't worry.
It's gone. Boom. Boom. You passed the test. Good question. Any other question?
Question, you said experience 15 years. Maybe
10 to 15?
10 to 15.
Yes, sir.
So what about, and I've seen some profiles, when you talk about university and dates. So if it's been a while since you've been out of university, should you include dates for those things or not, or does it matter? Or?
That's very okay to include dates of university. That's very okay. Because then when you leave it vague, for me, if I see that, I'm wondering, wait, did you really graduate? Right? Because sometimes people don't say graduate. People just put the years. And you can see, oh, it's 4 years. Good to go.
I guess I'm thinking the opposite, which is
age.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very okay. It's very okay. It's very okay to put the dates you graduated. Because then, even if you don't, you're going to have to share that with someone else.
Sure.
Right? And you rather go, let's say, you rather talk about other things than talk about why don't you have your dates on LinkedIn, right? Skip that. That's already there. Again, if you're going to get judged, it's very okay. But you rather put your best foot forward with the right information and with the correct information, right? If it's yours, it will always be yours. If it's not yours, it will never be yours. And that's okay. Good question.
I don't have a question, more of a thought when it comes to LinkedIn. For
Yes.
me, it's very hard to balance my own nature of like, I'm someone who likes to like connect in person with people. There are certain things that like I'm not naturally inclined towards valuing, such as like, I don't value social media. I can understand the importance
Yes.
in the role that it can play, and especially like LinkedIn, like I have a profile, I have it updated, but it's very hard for me to feel invested in the social aspect,
Okay.
even though I can understand how it can be of benefit to me.
Yes.
There's also an element that doesn't feel like it's within my genuine nature
Okay.
either, to like, right now, I'm not the person who's gonna post weekly. I am not gonna look at the number of connections that I have, even though I fully understand that like that can influence my career,
Yes.
my trajectory, like what my options are.
True.
So I guess that's just kind of like it's a thought that I have, because I feel like some of it is also very based on your nature. Like my oldest brother is an extreme social butterfly. He has thousands and thousands of connections. Like some people are just that way.
Yes.
And there are a lot of like great connections and opportunities that he's had, but he also has a very different nature about him, right? So I guess that's just like it's not that I don't find value in these things, but there's like certain elements where it feels hard for me to break through
Yes.
my own nature.
I agree. I totally agree. I do agree. But don't get blockbustered,
Yeah.
right? Because you cannot fight technology at some point, but it's good to know who you are and be comfortable on who you are. At least you have a LinkedIn profile. That's okay.
Yeah.
Because also things change. Right now, in the next 5 years, things may change completely, where we are all forced to either have a profile somewhere or you don't exist.
Yeah.
You know, going with the artificial intelligence, that's where the world is going, whether you like it or not. The robots and all that. But I agree. It's okay to do enough to where you're comfortable, so long as you know the consequences of not updating your profile.
Yeah.
Right? Great input. Very good input.
LinkedIn is like the Tamagotchi. If you don't feed it, you're kind of...
Yes, but don't sit there and wait for the elephants to find you. And you're right. You don't feed it, you don't get something out of it. It's true. But all these applications are all over. The world is not changing. That's where we are headed, right? That's where we're headed. Okay. And the best thing is to do your best. We're all different. I am a social butterfly. Love social media. I'm on TikTok, Instagram, you name it. My kids, let me blame my kids, TikTok. found my kids and found myself on TikTok, right? But I talk about the same thing on TikTok. I talk about recruiting, I talk about life. But we're all different, I agree. But don't fight the world. Give it enough. Give it enough, and so long as you're giving it enough, it's very okay. Good input.
You mentioned TikTok, right? And remember, I think about a year ago, it was about TikTok is a Chinese mother company,
Yes.
and they're using our data, and
Yes.
they're milking us. That is something, and I'm such a dinosaur. Data security, whatever. How do you feel about, giving out? I mean, in the US, as soon as you deliver data, somebody else owns it. You don't own your own data any longer.
I agree.
So that is a scary part for LinkedIn, for me,
Yes.
for TikTok, for any kind of social media.
No, I agree, but think about it. If you are alive, you've gone to a hospital, you have a credit card, you have a bank account, whether you like it or not, your data is with someone, somewhere. Might not be the African village. It might not be there, but somebody has it. And going back to TikTok, so I understand actually there's Walmart is trying to buy TikTok, and another American company is trying to buy TikTok. And for me, the way I see it is, so long as you're not careless in putting yourself in harm's way, like taking videos with your number plate or your address, things like those, I think it's okay. But data breach happens every time. We've seen all this. What was that last time? Was it a pipeline that was breached, and they had to pay tons and tons of millions to all these hackers in other countries. So of course, there's that security. Maybe our next presentation should be about data breach and TikTok. Who wants to know how to make TikTok videos? Not today. I'm in the wrong class. But great questions. Any other questions or input? So one of the questions I usually get from a lot of people is, how often should you update your LinkedIn profile? And for me, I say once a year at least, because LinkedIn comes up with all these buttons and things that you can do. You can upload your videos. If you can, at least once a year, it's good to update your profile. Just take a look. Take a look at your profile. See how you can update your profile. But also updating your profile, some of the things that come with LinkedIn is you're going to get unsolicited messages or emails from people. It's part of LinkedIn. Ignore the messages. That's another question I get from people is, should I answer every message that I get from all my connection? For me, I'd rather you say no, thank you. If it's a genuine message, hey, I have a job and I think you'll be a good fit. It's good to say no, or even just acknowledge. I'm not interested, thank you. Because when people send you unsolicited messages and they don't get enough positive responses, LinkedIn punishes them. If I send you guys, let's say 20 of you, I send you messages, and you guys don't respond to my message, LinkedIn is going to punish me next time, because LinkedIn thinks I'm not sending good messages to get a response. So it's going to probably block me for maybe a month where I cannot send any free emails. If you guys answer, just say no, thank you, also good luck, then I can get 20 more emails. But you never know. Unless somebody is sending you crazy messages, respond. It's okay to respond. Even if you don't like LinkedIn, you don't like all this social media, it's okay. Make it a habit responding, because you never know when you have to run away from your elephants. That can happen. We saw the pandemic. Who would have thought we'll be sitting here wearing masks like a fashion? So think about it. It's okay to respond to people. All right, one last question or input. Fabiola, you're very quiet.
I'm always quiet. They're laughing because I'm not.
Okay. All right. So again, update your LinkedIn if you can. Update your headshot. I was going to say photo shoot. Update your profile. Connect with at least 10 connections. Connect with me. I'm going to send you guys an email. If you have any other follow-up questions, please let me know. I would love to chat with you. And if you have any opportunities here on campus, I would love to talk to you guys more about maybe other things, artificial intelligence. And also if you have a class that you think can benefit from any presentation, I have so many stories. Elephants to hyenas, to my coming to America story, being an international student. I would like to share that with the students. Thank you.